I really wanted to do a video today about all the different ways the beach and sitting on the sand by the ocean sort of can engage our senses. You know, the feel of the sand between our toes, if you're okay with that. The sound of the wind, the sound of the waves, the smell of the salty ocean. But it couldn't happen. But hopefully soon I will end up going to the beach again. A proper beach, not Phillip Bay. I don't consider that the beach. So I want to talk to you about sound and our ability to hear. Listening to the birds and listening to our heart. Or feeling our heart. I feel like listening means more than just what we do with our ears. And again, like with smell, it's just this is a reminder to just reopen your listening. Re-engage your sense of hearing. Because we block out a lot. Like we really do. I can hear road traffic. I don't really want to think about that. I can hear specific engines revving and accelerating. I'm not too fussed about that. And so we have this great ability to separate and focus our hearing, which I think is really beautiful. In my Bachelor of Music, I did one subject on music therapy. And the thing that really surprised me the most is how music therapy can be a great thing. And it really is for the right people. It's really wonderful. But we can also use music for like self-punishment. And I wonder if I used to do this as a teenager. So my classical music buffs will know Albinoni's Adagio in G minor. Da 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 da. I used to use that to evoke tears and semi-torture myself, but I liked it. It's interesting. So I bring that up because sound evokes emotion, and music especially. Music is very good at that, and that's why I love music so much. It has a direct path to emotion in our heart and, you know, what we're feeling and the mood that we have and the mood that we'll have for the rest of the day, which is why, like, you know, morning motivational playlists work so well. And using music to relax also works quite well. But for the moment, let's not talk about music in particular. Let's just talk about sound. I think with sight, it's the same situation. If you aren't enjoying what you're hearing, you have to physically move yourself. And that can, you know, take a little bit of navigation, if you're lucky, a 5-minute drive. Maybe it might be a 30-minute drive. It depends, you know, whether you're under a flight path like I am right now. And that's not necessarily always in our control. I am loving this surge of ear accessories that help sort of take the edge off and take the buzz off. I've worn earplugs to every single club, every single band gig I have been to since I was 17. And And it's a no-brainer because when you are overstimulated by sound, you can get headaches. And I know I am not the only one that experiences that. But there's also something really beautiful and serene about silence. When our internal world is too busy, silence, low stimulation can be exactly what we need to achieve any point of peace, any point of, relaxation, or just even able to take, being able to take the first step of relaxation. I don't like to call it disconnect because it's more connection. Once we reach this point of being so stressed and wired and just like overstimulated, but then, there's a point beyond overstimulation, and you reach that point and you have to take action. So you unplug yourself and hope that your overstimulated senses and nerves don't receive any stimulation, so your mind can just process what it needs to process. I think sound has a huge impact on that, and it does for me. I'm a person who will make notes about certain sounds in cafes. So I don't mind the coffee machine sound. They can be quite nice. But a high whine, I'm not going to go back. And I'm not sure if that attunement is simply because of like my musical training, or just simply because I'm just paying attention. There is a lot of times where I just sit and listen. My oral skills are good. I studied oral at school, at my music high school, at university, and I sing, and I sing classically, so my oral skills have to be quite good. So I'm always listening. I'm always listening to voices, to intonation, to inflection, to timbre, so like colors of tones of voices. And I love that world. I love the world of voices. There's a lot of psychology that goes into that aspect of things, which I personally find really fascinating. So this week I invite you to just listen every now and then. Are you at work? Does the photocopier sound actually annoy you, even though you don't think you can hear it? When you're sitting, in your car, is there a frequency in the radio that you just don't quite like? Or maybe you open the window in your car and you hear some magpies. That would be lovely. Or some other birds, if it's appropriate. And just be a little bit more conscious of your soundscape for the next few days. I know I'm releasing a sensory video every day, and I've been inviting you to, for the next week, do this. But when you come back to this video or you see it pop up again, the invitation is always there to be a little bit more aware of your sensory life and to explore your soundscape a little more. I know what fridges I can hang around. for a long time and which ones I can't, and therefore which kitchens I can't work in. And that knowledge, and the knowledge that it actually gives me a slight headache, but maybe it's so slight it just affects my mood, really informs my life and helps me to live better or have a more like purposeful, or a day that's more present and just more delightful. And I'm never stuck with like, oh God, like why do I have a headache? I love being very investigative in that sense, because I am hypersensitive and I want this gift that sometimes is a little annoying and, you know, sometimes not always easily understood. I want that gift, I want that to be a gift for others, to help you just be at the boundaries of, you know, the senses that you experience, and see what's fun and delicious and joyful. Change your ringtone, you know? Change it to something a little bit more upbeat. Nothing too ominous. We don't need the Nokia ringtone. We don't need, you know, church bells. My alarm sound is birds chirping, and I absolutely love that. It's my favorite by far, and I don't think I'd ever want to change it unless it was to another animal sound, like a whale song. I love documentaries for that purpose, just being immersed into just a totally different soundscape. I live my life above water, but I love those moments where I can go underwater and hear the clicks and gurgles of fish and the calls of, you know, whale mothers to their calves, and dolphins, you know, sort of yipping and like maybe not yapping, I don't know, to each other. It's just beautiful. And in that sense, like, high quality audio gear is really important. So, yeah. Hope I've encouraged you to go listen to some nature sounds, because they're just so good. And coming back to breath, we often hold our breath while we listen. It's just an instinctual thing. Is this sound an alarming thing? Is this a caution? Like, should I be worried? Is this sound like a bear coming to eat me, a lion, a tiger? Or is it Superman? Is it the ice cream truck? Is it a good sound? Is it a non-dangerous sound? So when you do hold your breath because you're listening to something, just remember to exhale as well. But music helps you with that, because of the release and tension. It should make you inhale as the tension rises, and then exhale as the tension releases, and you're like, oh, all is fine in the world again. Oh, everything's great. Yeah. Be well.